Hey guys, today we're gonna talk about Morbius, of course, by the title name, and it's a movie. This movie kept on getting delayed. Not that anybody was really, you know, expecting it. I There's not even Morbius fans really out there. No offense if there are, but his comics aren't that good. There's nothing notable about the character other than the '90s Spider-Man cartoon, and even then, So, I really don't know why this movie got made. It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't fit in any universe. And then, they try building their own Sonyverse. But this Sonyverse idea is bad. Like, Venom, the thing with Venom is okay because it's fun. It's not, there's nothing wrong with Venom. It's just cheesy, funny movie. And that's fine. But you can't do that with this. If there's one thing I could say about the movie that sounds good, it doesn't mean it's a good thing, but it sounds good, is that it is a comic book movie. It seems like something that's directly ripped out of like a trash comic book page or comic book issue. Like every superhero's comic book origin in the 80s is what this movie is. But with that being said, that doesn't translate well to movies. It's very corny, cheesy. The dialogue is just bad. Like there were times the first 5 minutes they were saying things that didn't make sense. Like it was like they would have a regular conversation and then they would pause for a second and then like say a quote. And if you do watch the movie, I doubt anybody will, but if you do, you'll see what I'm talking about. The pacing is bad, but it's an hour 30-minute long movie. It's not like the pacing is gonna be good, but that's okay. I didn't want the movie to be any longer, to be honest. I got done with it after like the first 30 minutes. And I watched the movie like 3 hours ago, and I'm still forgetting it right now because it's just very forgettable. I promise you, 2 days after you watch the movie, you'll forget that it even existed. Jared Leto, I'm slowly forgetting reasons as to why he's famous, or what he was famous before the Suicide Squad. I know he's in that band, and before that, he was really only known for American Psycho and some TV show, and I'm starting to realize he's maybe not the greatest actor, or even, he's like B tier. His acting isn't bad in this movie, but his acting is very bland, and it's not his fault, to be honest. The script is, it's not all over the place. They have a direct path, and it's just very boring and corny, and again, ripped straight out of a comic book. It's crazy. If one pro that I did have would be the effects. The effects are cool until they're not. They overuse the same. It's like a stringy aroma effect. That's dumb. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen the trailers. They overuse that to the point where you can't tell what's going on in a scene. I was sitting there, and I have glasses. I wasn't wearing them, but I have glasses, so that probably aided more to me not knowing what was going on. But even if you have 20/20 vision, you will not understand what is going on in most of the action scenes. There's nothing. The villain of the story, I forgot his name. I think it was like Locious, or it was Milo. His name was Milo. He's very corny, and you could tell that. I feel bad for the actor who played him. He wasn't doing like a good job, but you could tell he was trying to do something with the script that was given. But you can't. The villain, he plays this very he tries to play an unhinged like character, like the man who has nothing gets everything, and he starts doing like, it's cringe to watch. And I feel bad for the actors all involved in this movie because none of them are particularly bad. There's no bad acting. I don't know, man. It's bad. I could give you the rundown, I guess. Gets his abilities pretty quick. Again, the movie's very fast paced. But after that, they give us a terrible flashback scene to when he was a kid. He was in this group home, I guess, for the sick. And he meets this kid. He names him Milo. And they keep on doing this thing in the movie where they'll like go into the past of the flashback and then they'll go to the future of the flashback, but there's no scenes that like show that they're transferring. Like there are scenes where they're wearing completely different clothes, but they are in the same spot, and we're just supposed to know that they're like a year ahead from where we previously saw them in the flashback. It's just all bad. And then after that terrible flashback scene, we get introduced to the love interest. No one cares about the love interest in this movie at all. I low-key forgot she existed. It's nobody's fault. She tried her best, but bad script, bad dialogue, bad everything. She tries her best, but again, no avail. She dies in the movie, but you don't have enough time to intake that she died, because 5 minutes later, after a terrible hero versus villain scene, she comes back to life, and it was expected, I guess. There was nothing surprising about that. It's just all over the place, to be honest, like this review. But the worst thing about this movie isn't even the movie itself. It's the ending, the mid-credit scenes, if you will. It is the most laziest, sloppiest job at connecting universes. So, as people, you've heard the leaks or whatever, but Adrian Toomes, the Vulture from Spider-Man, what is it? Spider-Man Homecoming, Michael Keaton, he's transported to the Sonyverse, right? And he's transported to a jail cell. He looks in a mirror and he says the corniest thing ever. He says, "Oh yeah, I'm liking this," or something along those lines. And that's so out of character for this guy, because from we know, he's just a family man trying to stay rich, But the first thing he does after getting transported across the universe, and he knows something weird just happened, the first thing he says after getting transported from across the universe is, "Oh yeah, I like it." What? It's bad dialogue at that. And so he gets released from jail, and they put this in the middle of the credits because they know nobody was going to stay and watch for the end. So he gets released from jail, and then the credits go on for like a minute after that, and then bam, another mid-credit scene. And somehow, someway, Vulture, he gets, and this is the craziest thing, he gets the suit from the maybe an Amazing Spider-Man 2 or 1, I forgot. There's hints at freaking Spider-Man villains there's a Vulture armor, I'm pretty sure there was a Doc Ock arms, and they were all made by Oscorp or whatever. He somehow gets the Vulture wings from that. Morbius, he drives out to the middle of nowhere, Vulture flies up, super cool scene, not really. And he's like, I think guys like me and you should team up. The movie's very sloppy, and there's nothing redemptive about it, to be honest. I'm more happy to forget this movie than anything else, to be honest. It's just not a good movie. It's a comic book movie, if I could say. It's a very cheesy, corny one. It's literally ripped out of some bad hero's origin story. It's not good. With that being said, the movie's like, if I had to give it a rating, not that anyone cares, if I had to give it a rating, it'd be like 2 out of 10 probably. There's nothing redemptive about it. The thing that I went in there thinking I would like, the effects, I didn't end up liking. It's just overall a mess, and it's just not good. I do not recommend watching. Not that anybody, again, was gonna watch. But yeah. I guess that's it for the video. So thanks for watching. If you want to like and subscribe, that'd really help me out.